We're live in 5, 4,
Four,
3.
Troy W. Miller, welcome back to the Binc Film Podcast. How's it going?
It's going so good.
Yeah?
It's going so good. You want to know why it's going so good?
Why is it going so good?
Last night, I spent $20.
Yeah?
Can you guess what I spent $20 on?
Tinder.
A 4K Ultra HD copy on YouTube of Star Wars
Don't
The
say
Last
it.
Jedi.
Don't say it. Okay, I have a story about 4K. This is a story about how I almost got fired from
Okay.
Target when I worked there.
Okay.
This was back when people first started doing like store pickups, and I'm
Yep.
working in the back boxing things up. And some idiot ordered a 4K Blu-ray The Last Jedi. So you know what I did? I said, this is going to be funny. I took the movie and I took a video on my phone of just like my legs so you couldn't see like where I was or anything. And I'm walking and I get on their little lift thingy and I'm driving and the camera's looking down. So you just see I'm driving and I stop and I press the up, beep, beep, beep. And it's going up and up and up and up off the floor all the way up to the top.
Uh-huh.
And then I grab the movie and I lean over and I drop it straight into a garbage can. And I posted it on Facebook and said, my review of The Last Jedi. And then someone saw that and turned me in, and then I almost got fired.
Wow. That's really cool.
And you want to know what? It was worth it.
You know what, Eric? It sounds to me like you're more concerned with killing the things you hate instead of saving the things you love. And that would be a lesson that you would have learned a lot about if you had watched Star Wars The Last Jedi.
No, because by killing The Last Jedi, it means I'm saving the rest of Star Wars that I love.
That's not how that works.
That
That's
is
not
how that works.
I'd
You're
like
not
to-
even a Star Wars fan.
This is how I'd like
You're
to
not
start
even a
this
Star
conversation.
Wars fan.
This is how I'd like to start this conversation. If you love Star Wars, cool. But you need to know, Star Wars is for babies. Jar Jar Binks, cartoons being the most well-received aspect of any portion of Star Wars as a franchise, Star Wars is for babies. And if you care more about Star Wars being a good Star Wars movie than being a good movie, you're a baby.
Well, people are not going to like that.
Cool.
At
Good
all.
for you. Don't like it then. Take the harsh reality and grow up. Like good movies more than you like good Star Wars movies.
I agree with that.
Cool, then we have nothing to argue about. So you love The Last Jedi because it's a great movie.
No, I hated it. In fact, Star Wars The Last Jedi was when I realized these movies are for babies.
That there's no universe in which that makes sense.
It does make sense.
Star Wars The Last Jedi is the grown-up Star Wars movie.
What? Oh, because he's emo and he sucks the blue milk tits because it's so dark and grown up, because they can't do that in a movie for babies, and I don't want my lightsaber because I just don't want to do it anymore, and I came here to die, and I just don't want to do it anymore because
I have a question for you about screenwriting and filmmaking. Do you think that the likelihood is higher that Rian Johnson, who directed the best and most well-received episode of Breaking Bad, wrote and directed an extremely well-received movie, Knives Out, do you think it's more likely that he just randomly lost his touch and became shitty for one movie? Or do you think it's more likely that maybe you're missing something?
No, I think because I'm not discrediting Rian Johnson.
Are you though? Because it kind of sounds like you are. When you're talking about, it's all about he's just the blue milk from the milk
The
tit.
problem,
It sounds like you didn't watch the first 10 minutes of the movie, or you got that far in and just gave up on it and
The
didn't care to hear
problem-
about the themes or the writing or anything beyond there.
the problem is that movie is so out of touch with what Star Wars is and was.
See, now we're back to the baby talk. We're
That
talking
it-
about it being a good Star
Whether
Wars
or not,
movie instead
whether
of being
or
a good
not,
movie.
whether or not it is for babies, if all of the previous movies are for babies, then this one should also be for babies.
No,
Yeah.
I don't care if the first 5 movies were for babies or not. If I'm going to watch a movie, I want it to be a good movie.
How do you
I don't
mo-
want to be for baby. I'm not a baby.
How do you market a franchise where you go, oh, these 7, 8, whatever movies are for babies, but this one that's part of a trilogy for babies is actually for all the grown-ups because life is so hard. And
No,
As
no,
much as
you know.
I don't really care for Star Wars in general, I agreed with most of what you said, Troy, up until that point. Because my big thing is the episode before that ends on a cliffhanger is very much a continuation to that episode.
it's a trilogy.
I'm just saying, like, it can't be a standalone movie at that point.
No, okay. So I agree and I disagree. I agree that it can't be just a standalone because it is following. It's the middle part of a trilogy. Obviously, it can't be a standalone. It's the middle part of what's going on. But I disagree that it can't also be functional as a standalone. And I think that's where The Last Jedi thrives, is that it is both functional within a Star Wars context, but more importantly, it's functional as a standalone movie. And it is a very, very solid. The cinematography is great. The acting is awesome. The writing and the themes are rich and deep and very well done. This movie's great.
In particular, my favorite part was when Luke Skywalker. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing right now?
Because there's a joke coming.
No, it's not a joke. My favorite part is when Luke Skywalker is force Skyping himself across the galaxy, and then he floats, and he's like constipated. He's like, "Argh!" And then he just dies.
Sorry.
And the
You had a problem with that?
The reason that was my favorite part is because I knew the movie was over.
God, you really are being a baby.
He's
such a baby. Like,
what
okay.
if we like do a Jedi thing, but like he's not really there.
dude, can you explain what the Force is to me?
But he's not really.
Can you talk about what the
there.
Force? Can you tell me what a Force choke is? If you're talking about like realism and what would be cool,
It's
and
not
like
about realism.
okay, well, what would happen if you're projecting a version of yourself that can function and work within a dynamic that's away from yourself within the context of the Force? You don't think that would take a hell of a lot of energy?
Why are you getting
Are
so?
you guys talking about Harry Potter?
No, we're talking about a movie for babies, and he's getting worked up about it.
No, this movie's not for babies. That's why I'm getting worked up about it. Because you want to put it in the context of what matters to babies. And I don't care about babies. I want to watch a good movie, which The Last Jedi is.
Okay, so here's something I think we can agree on.
Okay.
The fault of The Last Jedi.
I don't think The Last Jedi is a perfect
Can I
movie. There are
finish?
faults, yeah.
Can I finish?
Yeah, go ahead.
The fault, whether it's... Okay, let's put it this way. The divisiveness
Sure.
of The Last Jedi does not necessarily fall on Rian Johnson.
No.
It falls
I think a lot of people say that it does.
I agree. That people say that.
Yeah.
I think it falls on whoever, I don't know if it's Kathleen Kennedy or whoever decided that you do the first one.
Yes.
You do the second one, and you don't want... Okay, you can do the third one also. But don't talk to him. Don't talk to him. Also, you make the second one really bad and not Star Wars at
Okay.
all.
I have a very serious question for you that will color the rest of this conversation and
Ooh,
let
I'm
me
ready.
know
I'm ready.
how serious you are
I'm
and
ready.
how honest you're being.
Okay.
Do you think the better trilogy would have been written entirely by J.J. Abrams or entirely by Rian Johnson? Of those two, who would have made the better trilogy? There is a right answer to this. Well, it's not as clear cut, but I think there's a very good answer.
A better trilogy for who?
I don't care
Like
however you want to interpret the question.
financially or to Star
Who
Wars
would have created a
fans,
better
or
cinematic experience in the form of a trilogy?
a better cinematic experience? You would have to say Rian Johnson, but I feel like that the context is kind of everything here.
See, because to me, okay, maybe this is just my philosophy of watching TV and movies and consuming media. I go into the process of consuming a new piece of media wanting to enjoy it, finding things that I enjoy, and really honing in on the things that I think are important about it that I can enjoy the most. And I weigh that above everything else. I don't care if it's good within a certain context of whatever franchise it's in. I don't care if it's good within whatever dynamic of the specific. I don't care about the. I want it to be something that I can enjoy for itself, for what it is, in the context of the ways that I do. I enjoy good writing. I enjoy good acting. I enjoy good symbolism. I enjoy good themes. The Last Jedi hits on all of those. It has a legendary Star Wars moment in canon, the Holdo maneuver. Legendary.
Oh, shut up. Now I know you're
Legendary.
saying that just to get a reaction out
No,
of
no,
me.
no, no, no,
Yeah,
no, no.
you are.
No.
Yeah,
this
you
is
are.
You're telling me that the shot of a ship going into light speed and crashing through another ship and cutting it into two pieces was not a legendary moment?
It broke everything about Star Wars.
See, and now we're back to the baby conversation. I don't care about Star Wars.
Okay.
I care about it being a cool
here's
moment.
Here's the problem, because you're talking about you go in for the experience.
Yes.
That's what everyone does for
Yes.
movies.
For the most part, yes.
But when you are jumping into a franchise
Mm-hmm.
or a trilogy, whatever kind of series you're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
there is a certain expectation
Okay.
going into it that is a bit above just the, the cinematography, the music, the whatever.
Yeah.
For example, when you go to see a Star Wars movie, I'm talking like the main episodes, not like the spin-offs. When you go to see a Star Wars movie,
Mm-hmm.
you expect to see a lightsaber,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You expect to see some kind of Jedi
Mm-hmm.
or Force user.
Mm-hmm.
And if that expectation is not met, you go, what the heck?
Mm-hmm.
Why wasn't that in there? This isn't a Star Wars movie. This movie sucks. Nobody sees The Last Jedi like you do, because you don't have that lead up to it. You don't have that entire childhood of being at an age where you didn't get to see Luke Skywalker in theaters. And now, finally, you have a chance to see Luke Skywalker in a Star Wars. Mark Hamill's coming back. Are you kidding me? This is amazing. And then you go and you see the movie, and they completely, whether it's good or it's bad, whatever you think, they completely changed the character. They changed it. Whether they changed it good or they changed it bad, they changed it.
Okay, I got to cut it. There's so many things that I need to address here. There's so much I need to say.
When you have that expectation and you don't fulfill that expectation, no matter how predictable it is, people are not going to be happy with that.
But you can't just make a movie within a franchise that just meets expectations and expect
I'm not
it to...
saying that.
Because you know what movie met expectations? The Force Awakens. And you know, it was just a totally fine, not great movie. The Force Awakens. It was good. It was whatever.
I agree.
But that movie hit all the marks. It was a Star Wars movie. It did all the right thing. It was whatever. Nobody reveres The Force Awakens as a great
that's the
movie.
minimum you have to
Yeah,
do, though.
but that's what you're talking about. Is that's what you need to do within the context of a franchise. And I don't think that there's any element of that you're saying was missing from The Last Jedi. And if we're going to talk about Luke being changed, I can't disagree with that more. Can you give me an example of something you're talking about in which Luke changed in The Last Jedi fundamentally?
You
from
mean
who
how
he was
he's
prior?
emo for the entire movie? Oh, the Jedi need to die. I know we had 6 movies and all these TV shows about the Jedi and the Skywalkers, but no, they need to die. Who wants to see that? Who sees that and is like, I like this direction. This is really grown up.
Are you familiar with the concept of guilt?
Yes.
Yeah. Guilt over failure to take somebody who was your nephew, your sister's son, and utilizing his powers and growing them in a way that would be beneficial to people, failing so badly that he becomes an evil person who wants to murder people on a whim, murders his father. You don't think that kind of failure would change you as a person in a way that's fundamental?
That doesn't mean it's good to watch.
What do you mean? Character growth is interesting and engaging to watch.
Not when it butchers a character.
It doesn't butcher a character. It's
It
a new layer.
Totally destroyed his legacy.
What do you mean?
Not just story-wise.
What do you mean?
Because now every time I think of Luke Skywalker, I think of emo Luke Skywalker.
Sorry.
That's
again,
what I think of.
Again.
That's what I think
We're going
of.
back to the concept of guilt. Guilt changes you as a person. That was what the story was. The story of The Last Jedi was about failure and what you do in the aftermath of failure. That's what the story is about.
So
if you don't like that being the theme of the story, that's fine.
I'm confused that.
But saying it's bad because you don't like the theme is like that doesn't make sense to me.
What doesn't make sense to me is that you keep saying these are movies for babies.
Yeah. This one's not.
But then this one's not because it's about grown-up themes. But you don't understand why
it's not a movie for babies. It's
why,
about grown-up themes.
You
Because it doesn't care as much about being a good Star Wars movie as it cares about being a good movie.
But right. I mean, were Star Wars movies ever really that good?
Not really, no.
No, they weren't.
They're really not.
No, they weren't.
Yeah, but...
They are for kids.
Yeah, they're for babies.
So
and that's fine.
So when you go to see the movie for babies, you expect the next one to be in line with the previous one for babies.
When I go to see a movie, I don't want to see a movie that's for babies if I don't have to. If it's going to give me something that's more than for babies, then I'm happy.
Why'd you go to a Star Wars movie then?
Because Star Wars is the fandom of Star Wars. I saw The Force Awakens, I was kind of getting immersed in that, whatever. But then I went in and I was pleasantly surprised by how not for babies it was. Because the level of which it's for babies is still enjoyable to adult people.
I don't know what this grudge you have is against babies.
I mean,
why are you talking so negatively about babies?
Because babies are, what do? Grow up.
Babies grow up and they
shit themselves.
Well, after that, some of them continue.
Well, they do that a lot.
Some of them continue to do that, and then I
still do that.
Babies grow up. They go to the theater. They see The Last Jedi, and they say that was so mature. I really like this.
Okay.
This is
when
as
I say,
this
no,
is.
no.
Hold on, let me finish. This is as mature as Obi. I can't even say it. This is as mature as emo Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 3.
It's no, it is not.
It is. It's mature,
it is
man.
When I talk about Star Wars being for babies, it's because I'm talking about the one-track mind that cares more about a movie being a good Star Wars movie than a good movie. That's what I mean. So when I say that The Last Jedi is not for babies, I'm saying that you went into it expecting a Star Wars movie, and it gave you the elements of a Star Wars.
It didn't give you the elements of a Star Wars movie.
Dude, you're so wrong. You're so wrong. Tell me, go back and watch the scenes, the very beginning of the movie, where Poe is flying through space, blowing up things on the dreadnought.
Oh, is that this scene?
No. See, this is why I know that you're being dishonest, you're being disingenuous. Because this is the very beginning of the movie. Poe is flying around in space, blowing shit up on a dreadnought. It is not the scene with Leia. No, it's not that scene. That's how I know that you are being dishonest about this, or that you don't remember, or that you didn't care to remember.
I know that that's not the scene. I just really wanted to bring up how terrible that scene was.
That's fine. Honestly, of all the things in The Last Jedi, that was kind of whatever. I didn't really care for that either. But I mean,
that's how I felt the whole time.
Yeah. No, I mean that moment is like, it's kind of corny or whatever, but it's Star Wars. There's gonna be corny shit. That's what Star Wars is.
Except for when they make it dark, that's when I like it.
No, see, because it's delivering on elements of Star Wars that I know you value as good Star Wars moments. Like I brought up the Holdo maneuver. That's a cool Star Wars movie within the context of things.
It's a plot hole for an entire franchise.
The space battles that happened, I dare you to go back and watch that movie and tell me the space battles were not worthy of Star Wars.
The Holdo maneuver caused a plot hole for a 40-plus year franchise.
Plot hole where? Explain.
Why didn't they just do that to the Death Star?
What do you mean?
Just warp light speed into the Death Star.
So somebody not thinking of something means it's a plot hole?
Nobody thought of that?
Probably not, because it's a suicide mission? What do you mean?
Because it's not supposed to work that way.
No, because it's a suicide mission. What do you
mean? The whole thing was a suicide mission.
Blowing up the Death Star? Everybody who was fighting the Death Star died?
In the trench?
Everybody who went and blew up the Death Star died.
No, not everybody.
No, because it's not a suicide mission. Because blowing it up that way would be a suicide mission. That's why nobody did it. Because Holdo knew when she was on that ship that she was going to die. And she's like, well, I need to do what I can to try to save these people. I'm going to die anyway. It. Let me blow up this ship. Let me drive my ship into it. It was in a moment of desperation, trying to do all that she could to save the people she cared about, because she was more concerned with saving the things that she loved than killing the things that she hated.
God, it was so bad.
You're just committed to saying that, but you can't.
It looked so cool, but it was so bad.
Yes, it did look so cool. Why was it so bad? What did
I
I
told
say?
you.
What did I just say that was wrong?
Because now every time you watch a Star Wars movie, you go, why don't they just do that?
Because it's a suicide mission.
They can't use robots? Every ship has robots on it. Send a robot. Send an R2 unit in there. See ya. Bye.
Okay, this is gonna get like a
Light
weird
speed.
This-
Light speed.
No.
Light speed.
This is gonna go weird like AI conversation if we
Light
go down that
speed.
road. No, you're just
Light
wrong.
speed everything.
You're just wrong.
Light speed the planet.
Light.
Just light speed the planet. Just blow it up. Light speed.
It was a unique moment because it was supposed to be.
But the problem is it's no longer unique because they did it. You know what I mean?
What?
It opens
What are you talking about?
it opens the door for why don't they just do that? Why didn't they just do that? Why doesn't he just do that? Why doesn't he light speed?
So should no movie do a unique thing because then it won't be unique anymore? What are you talking about?
It's
It's not unique anymore because they did it. So now it's not unique. What do you mean?
what I'm saying is it's a unique idea, but once you go there,
Now you've gone there.
there's
yeah, that's
no going back now.
so you're
Forever
saying-
now.
So you're saying once you do a unique thing, you can never do that unique thing
If
again.
that
Yes, I
u-
agree. It
if
is no
that-
longer a unique thing if you do it again.
If
yes, I
that
agree.
unique thing breaks
It
the
doesn't break
universe,
anything.
it breaks everything.
It doesn't.
Everything.
You're saying why didn't they just suicide themselves into the Death Star?
No.
Probably because they would have died,
No, they
and
could
they didn't
use
want to.
they
They
could
wanted to
use
try to do it without
robots.
dying.
They could use robots.
Dude, okay, again, this is gonna get a weird AI conversation.
What do you
because
mean
those-
AI conversation?
Because is C-3PO alive or dead? Is C-3PO
What does that
alive?
matter?
Is C-3PO conscious? Is R2-D2 conscious? Because it's the same functional thing if they are.
Are you saying that robots?
I don't want to have an AI conversation.
It's
This
not
is
an AI
It is.
conversation.
You're saying why don't they just use robots? Well, in the context of Star Wars, they're basically AIs. They're artificial intelligence. They're conscious.
They
So
don't
is it
ha-
okay,
they don't have
Is it okay for a
feelings.
conscious thing?
They get their
okay, see, and this
memories
is where we're going to
wiped.
the AI conversation.
This is why I know that you don't really know anything about Star Wars.
Cool. I like The Last Jedi. That's what I care about with Star Wars.
The
Do
reason
you want
I-
to know my ranking of the Star Wars movies? I have it. Do you want it? Because The Last Jedi is not as far ahead of
I
the rest
really
as you
don't
think.
care what your ranking is because you don't really.
I think you'd be
like
pleasantly
Star
surprised.
Wars.
I think it's more similar to yours than you would expect. Do you want to know? I'll
All
tell
right.
you. Okay.
Right?
Number 1, which I give an 8.0 out of 10. The Last Jedi.
Oh, God.
Number 2.
Is that with the like? Does the milk tits boost that score or?
I do believe that was a part of the movie which was factored into the score.
Okay.
Number 2, which I give a 7.0. Almost a 7.5, but I gave it a 7.0. Revenge of the Sith. Number 3, The Empire Strikes Back. 6.5 out of 10. I think it's a little more lauded than it should be, but it's a good movie. Good movie. Number 4, tied for number 4, there's 2. I put this one first because I'm biased towards newer movies. The Force Awakens and Return of the Jedi. I gave a 6.0 to both. I have them roughly at the same level. Return of the Jedi just being an old movie, it kind of goes back to the conversation you and Josh were having where it's just it's hard to watch movies from that era. It's just different.
According to him, it's not.
Well, he's just wrong. That's where we can find actual agreement. Is he's just dead wrong on that. I'm totally on board there. Number 6, 5.5 out of 10. A New Hope. Mostly nostalgia. It's fine. Structurally, it's a good movie.
Why would you watch A New Hope when you could just watch The Force Awakens? It's the
That's
same
why I have it
movie.
higher. Yeah. That's why I have it higher. Yeah. Literally, it's essentially the same movie, and I gave Force Awakens a higher rating because it's better. It's newer. It looks better. Number 7, which I gave a 3.5 out of 10. Which I admit, we had a conversation about this earlier. I need to rewatch because I've only watched it through once. Attack of the Clones. 3.5 out of 10. Uh-oh, sorry, comment section. Oh, you guys like that one. Whatever.
I was surprised that they. I think
I don't know.
they thought that I was talking about the cartoon,
Yeah.
which is
Oh, that yeah.
which is
Apparently, that's really, really well received. I haven't
most-
watched it, but
most definitely for babies.
I mean, it plays into what I was saying before. It's for babies, but I mean, it could still be good. Things for babies can still be good.
According to you, they can't unless they get dark.
Applesauce is good. Babies can eat applesauce. Number 8. Very refreshed rankings. As of last night, I redid this. 2.5 out of 10. Phantom Menace. And then number 9. Very last. 2.0, which even still feels generous. Rise of Skywalker. Dog shit. Horrible movie. And you know why I hate it even more than I think you do? is because it literally took The Last Jedi, which I love, and J.J. Abrams made it his mission for the first hour of that movie to just undo it all.
Yeah,
Wasted
because
time.
it was terrible.
No.
It doesn't mean what he did was good, but he was
No.
like
What he did was especially bad because of that.
it. Okay.
It tried to be like 3 movies in one because he wanted to undo the one movie that he didn't do before, then kind of do the one that he wanted to do, and then do the one he wanted to finish with. And he tried to do all in one movie and mash it together.
How many times have you seen The Last Jedi?
3. 4, 3.
3 times?
Maybe, yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Because it's a good movie. I don't watch a lot of
It's
movies.
not a good movie. Did a lot of it, stick?
I mean, I watched it last night, so I hope so.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, tell you what. Let's put your knowledge to the test real quick.
I'm so ready.
I'm going to give you some Last Jedi trivia.
Cool. Before we start the trivia, Eric, I love you, all right?
I love you, too.
We're all good, okay?
We're not good.
You're super wrong about this,
I'm not.
but it's totally fine for you to be wrong about this. People can be
Newsflash.
wrong.
Non-Star Wars fan loves Last Jedi. Isn't that weird? Okay.
Newsflash.
Moving on.
Movie franchise for babies has somebody who cares more about it not being for babies sometimes and being better because of it.
I just want it to be consistent. That's all.
Cool.
I just want them to not
I
kill.
I just want to watch good movies.
Just don't butcher the most iconic
They didn't butcher it.
character
They didn't.
in the history of Hollywood.
It's
on-
good that
get
that
on
movie
the
didn't do
trivia.
that. Trivia.
All right.
Yeah, we're
Trivia.
getting off the rails. Get your show together. You're in charge here.
Why are Rose and Finn arrested on Canto Bight, the worst scene in the history of Star Wars?
I thought we were going to talk about it too. That scene wasn't as long as I remembered it being. It was actually fine. Why were they arrested? Because it was when...
I'm going to give you multiple choice.
Sure.
Your options are parking violation, outdated passports, possession of firearms, and disorderly conduct.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry, there's a fifth option. It's being emo.
Man. Yeah, let's not derail into that. I'll say disorderly conduct, but I'm not 100% confident.
You are wrong. It is a parking violation.
Oh, it was parking violation.
Really great writing on that one. Okay.
Can you talk about the first scene of Phantom Menace where they're talking about trade routes across planets and the Trade Federation and shit? Move on.
Question number 2. What does Finn find aboard the Millennium Falcon? Multiple choice.
Mm-hmm.
Kyber pendant, Jedi texts, roasted porg, and blue lactate milk tit juice from Luke Skywalker.
I'm going to go with A, final answer.
Incorrect. It is Jedi texts.
He finds a Jedi text on the...
Apparently.
What?
I'm gonna be honest. I just found these online. I don't know if they're accurate.
Yeah, the Jedi texts are in like a
Tell
tree.
us in the comments if we screwed up.
Yeah, the Jedi texts are in like a tree, and then it
I
burns
do
down.
hope Troy's wrong on this. one,
Yoda
though.
strikes the tree with lightning, and they burn away. And he's like,
All right. Well, next question.
Who cares?
Who burns down the Jedi library on Octu?
Yoda with
Is it-
lightning.
Rey, Snoke, emotionally distraught baby Luke, or Yoda?
It's Yoda, final answer.
You're correct. It is
He
Yoda.
struck it with lightning. Because Luke was going to do it. He's like, oh no, I don't know if I'm going to do it. And Yoda's like, fuck it, do it. Do it.
All right, this one's a little trickier.
Okay.
What creatures can be found on the racetracks of Canto Bight?
Mm-hmm.
Are they Vulpuses,
Mm-hmm.
Dewbacks,
Mm-hmm.
Fathiers, or giant nipple milk suck tit beasts?
I'll say dewbacks, but I don't actually remember.
They are Fathiers.
Fathers. Okay,
Probably-
I knew it was in the first one.
I'm
There's
not keeping track, but I think you're losing right now, Troy.
There's a fun
Okay.
fact here. They can run at great speed, up to 75 kilometers per hour.
That's so fast.
Wow.
I can't tell if that was supposed to be like an own or something. I don't know.
Okay, here we go. Next question.
Ready. Yep.
Who takes Leia's place after she breathes in space, somehow survives, teleports back inside? Who takes Leia's place as commander of the fleet?
Holdo.
Is it Admiral Akbar, annoying purple hair lady, Poe Dameron, or emo Luke Skywalker?
I'll go with the poor framing of answer B.
You are correct. It is Vice Admiral Holdo.
Correct. There we go. She does happen to have purple hair, but that's not important.
Ooh, this. If you want to be honest, this is the scene in The Last Jedi where I said, "What?"
Was it the opening crawl?
It wasn't the milk tits.
Was it the Lucasfilm logo at
It
the
wasn't
start where
the
you just gave up
emo.
and decided you weren't going to like
It was
or-
this.
Okay.
Who kills Snoke?
Oh my god, we didn't even get into that. Okay, yep. It's Kylo Ren.
Correct.
Yeah.
This was kind of another
I remember you having a problem with this, and
Yeah.
I still don't know why.
it subverts expectations in the worst way. Like
Why did you have
Snoke
expectations?
was building up to be this really cool character.
Yeah, and then Kylo Ren killed him, and now he's the really cool badass character.
No, but
that's
he
impossible
was
to kill.
already cool, so now you just have less cool.
What do you mean? He killed the big cool bad guy.
He
Now
was
he's the big cool bad guy.
Remote projectile
4 minutes trivia.
lightsaber.
Let's go.
Shut up.
God, there's so many wrong things. Find me a question before I keep going.
Oh, here we go. This is the best moment in The Last Jedi.
There's a lot of them.
Who gets sucked into the vacuum of space and then miraculously somehow survives after freezing to death and surviving a massive explosion? Is it BB-8, Leia, Finn, or Poe?
It's Leia Organa.
Correct.
Again, there's so much wrong. Like, can you? If this is a realism conversation, this doesn't make sense. How the Force works.
Okay, we got
The
three.
Force, a fake thing.
We got 3 questions
Yep,
left.
go ahead.
There's still rules within, you know.
Yeah, and they're adjustable because they're made up.
Well, they're especially adjustable.
Tell me the
when
question.
Ryan Johnson's doing it.
Yeah,
but,
he did a good job of it.
What is this font? Okay. What planet is the Resistance evacuating at the beginning of Star Wars: The Last Jedi?
Mm-hmm.
Options are Crate, Bespin, Cantonica, and Dakar.
What was the second one again?
Bespin?
I think it's Bespin, but I might be wrong.
It's not.
Okay.
It's Dakar.
Okay. I know Crate was the one they ended on, but
Another great scene.
yeah. Yeah. I'm glad we agree. It was a great scene.
All right, we got 2 left.
Ready.
Final 2 answers.
Yep.
Or,
Rapid fire. I'm ready.
Actually, it's 3, but we'll go quick. What creature does Chewbacca roast for dinner?
Porg. Final answer. Move on.
Let me finish. What creature
We're
does
running low on time. Porg. It's final answer. Go.
What creature does he roast while Luke fails to acknowledge that his best friend Han Solo died?
Well, that came way later. I don't know what you're referencing right now.
Okay.
So you have a problem with him not displaying proper guilt, but then the whole theme of
Okay.
the movie with him, what he does with Kylo Ren is built on guilt, and you have
This is
a
going to
problem
be
with
the
that
last
too?
one.
Go ahead.
Last one. Ready? What color is thalasiren milk? Pink,
I have a funny
blue,
feeling it's blue.
pink, blue, green, orange.
I mean, it's kind of tealish, but it's blue.
It's actually green.
Oh, was it green? Oh,
was
I mean, I said
green.
it was tealish, so it's. Yeah,
Did I
it's-
say it was blue earlier?
You did say it was blue.
Read him the last one before we run out of time. The quote. Finish this line.
I don't see that one.
I texted it to you.
Yeah, I'm in there. I don't
No,
see
it's
it.
in a text form, not a photo.
Oh. Finish this quote.
Ready.
In the opening shots of the official trailer for The Last Jedi,
The trailer.
Snoke says, "When I found you, I saw blank."
Is this multiple choice or just okay? When I found you, I saw. Was it what? Great power, something like that.
That's close. It ends in power.
Great potential. I don't know.
It is raw, untamed
Oh, raw
power.
untamed power. Okay, yeah. Makes
All right,
sense,
you guys
cool.
got 30 seconds to do the outro here.
All right. Well, I guess I don't know what to say at this point.
Guys, don't be mad at me, okay? I'm just
We'll
a
do
little
follow-up
guy.
episode.
I'm just a little guy talking about Star Wars. I like the good movies, and I don't like the bad ones. But the good one is The Last Jedi.
That's the worst one.
No, it's not the worst. Okay.
That movie
Now you're
killed-
just being dishonest.
That movie killed.
Save it for next episode.
The movie killed the reason I know there's qualities of it that are way better than other things.
You can't say it's worse
But
than Phantom Menace and the rest.
I
rest of it.
say
You
it's
can't.
the worst movie because
It ruined Star Wars.
yeah,
It ruined my favorite baby franchise. It's all wrecked now.
just calling it baby franchise doesn't help your
It's for
argument.
babies.
That's like your go-to.
And I don't care if it's for babies. I want it to be a good movie regardless if it's for babies or not. And some of the ones for babies are good.
You have 30 seconds until Eric's camera shuts off out of space.
Bye guys. Hope you had fun. I did.
I didn't. Troy, you're never coming on here again.
Troy, you'll be back.
I'll be
We'll do a
back.
follow-up episode next month.
We need
Beautiful.
to do it with Josh too. If
Yeah, we'll get all three of you guys on.
Oh,
there.
I'd
It'd be nuts.
love to spar
if he
that.
cleans his room.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Troy,
clean your
where,
room,
where
Josh.
can everybody find you?
At Ubizu on Twitter, at Troy on Instagram. That's probably too many. At Troy's.cool7 on TikTok. At youtube.com/BincFilm. At BincFilm on all the socials. At Eric Gordon Berg on all the socials. At Michael Darwinberg on all the socials. Is there anybody else?
I think that's it.
Okay. Bye.
Everyone, goodbye. The Jedi must end.
Look at that baby.
Cut.